Shalom. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. And we give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and much love to the elect brethren on the four corners of the planet Earth that the Most High has set up through faith to help seal the elect that He brings in. Alright, we're at the time of the end, and we're close to going home. It's the greatest time in history, and we're just going to jump right into the stories and get the update. This is a World War III update right here on this article, and let's read it. And it says, China warns U.S. to stop its Ukraine proxy war with Russia. So at a period of time, China's been silent through this. Okay, it's been pretty much watching and just playing its role as in, working with both sides. But now it's come to a point that China's chose sides. It's pretty much drawn a line in the sand. And it's went because we know this is to fulfill prophecy. Gog and Magog, okay? This is to fulfill the prophecy of this Third World War that's going to take place with Russia, China, the BRICS nations, okay, which is Brazil, Russia, China, it's Brazil, Russia, China, and hold on. You know what? We'll just look it up. We'll get the exact people that are in it. It is Brazil, Russia, China, India, and South Africa. Slovakia, should have known that. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay? And we'll just read the breakdown on BRICS. And it says BRICS is a acronym for an association of 5 major emerging national economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The grouping was originally known as BRIC before the inclusion of South Africa in 2010. The BRICS members are all developing or newly industrialized countries, but they are distinguished by their large, fast-growing economies and significant influence on regional and global affairs. All 5 are G20 members. Since 2010, the BRICS nations have met annually at formal summits. Russia currently holds the chair of the BRICS groups and will host the Group 7th Summit in July 2015. Alright? So that's the BRICS. They're conjoined together and going together, but that's the prophecy, okay? And let's read. It says, China warns U.S. to stop its Ukraine proxy war against Russia. A much ignored huge news report from Reuters on Friday, February 27th, was headlined, Chinese diplomat tells West to consider Russian security concerns over Ukraine. It says China's ambassador to Belgium, Slovakia, which has the capital of the EU, said that the nature and the root cause of the Ukrainian conflict is the West, and that the West should abandon the zero-sum mentally and take the real security concerns of Russia into consideration. By real security concerns, he is clearly referring to NATO's expansion right up to Russia's borders, and America surrounding Russia with U.S. military bases, now increasingly including the most significant of Russia's bordering countries, Ukraine. In other words, this diplomat says the West has a zero-sum attitude towards Russia, instead of seeking to move forward with an approach in which neither side among the nuclear superpowers benefit at the other's expense. The entire world moves forward together. This is Slovakia. It says this is a direct criticism of Barack Obama and of all the pro-Obama, anti-Putin EU leaders. It is also, it says Salakia. It's also an implicate reputation, Salakia, reputation of Obama's having repeatedly referred to the U.S. as the one indispensable nation. Another example of the phrase is here. Obama keeps saying every other nation except the U.S. is dispensable. He clearly thinks that Russia is. That's not merely an insult, it's an act of provocation. It is virtually asking for a fight. And all for what? For those nuclear char? For whose nuclear char? This criticism of aggressive nationalist Obama does not come from China's top leadership, but it would not have come at all if they had not approved of it in advance. It says China thus now tells Obama, stop it in word and in deed. Salaki about this word, implicacy. China is also telling Obama China is not dispensable either. In fact, the entire mentality which Obama embodies is not just callous and insulting, it's dangerous. Like President G.W. Bush, Obama is increasingly embarrassment to his country. Shortly before Obama's coup in Ukraine, Gallup International issues on 30th of December 2013 a poll of 65 countries which found that the U.S. was overwhelmingly choice 24% respondent for the country that represents the greatest threat to peace in the world today. This was followed by Pakistan, China, North Korea, Iran, responding to Russia 50%, China 49%, and Bosnia 49%, and the most fearful of the U.S. as a threat. So that's showing you. I'll post the article. You brothers can go ahead and read it, read the rest of it. But that's showing you that the Most High is putting that thought, man. He's putting that spirit in their mind to shoot those weapons over here. You just had this situation with Netanyahu who came over here that's talking about Iran. But Russia and Iran just signed a new military deal that's going to increase they're working together. So if there's any attack on Iran, that's already said it's an attack on Russia. Alright? Russia's not going to stand by and let Iran be touched to fulfill pride, because it says that they're going to be a guard unto them, unto Persia. Okay? So these prophecies are falling right in in place. And then this is another video to show you that things are brewing, man.
Prime Minister there answering questions from the foreign policy, from the liaison committee rather, on foreign policy, talking Prime Minister there answering questions from the foreign policy, from the liaison committee rather, on foreign policy, talking at length about Russia and Ukraine, saying a military solution is not the answer, there needs to be a diplomatic one. But there was some breaking news, a new line out of that. We heard from the Prime Minister that Britain is actually going to deploy some military personnel to Ukraine to help train the Ukrainian army and supply military personnel to actually going to deploy some that. We heard from the Prime Minister that Britain is actually going to deploy some military personnel to Ukraine to help that. We heard from the Prime Minister that Britain is actually going to deploy some military personnel to Ukraine to help train the Ukrainian army and supply tactical intelligence. We'll be talking to our defence correspondent shortly.
Y'all hear that? EU is sending soldiers into Ukraine. And who are those Ukrainian soldiers, the pro-government soldiers? Who are they fighting? They're fighting against Russia, pro-Russian. So that EU is training their soldiers to fight against Russians, man. Pretty much. That's what this war is here, man. We're in it. We're in it. The feet are not dipped in the water, man. We're swimming in World War III. You know when you put your foot in before you test the temperature of the water? We're beyond that, man. We're beyond that. We're at a time of they're sending troops, man. They've already had Blackwater in there. They've already had their privatized military, man. Those guys are in there now. That's why some of their bodies are coming back to the States and going back to EU. Okay? So that's showing you they already got private military in there. Let's go to the next one. Now you gotta watch this money. Because our elders and our apostles have told us you gotta watch money, man. Watch that money, because that's what these devils, these Edomites, they deal with. We know them to be bankers, so watch money. All right, let's read it. And it says, this is from King World News. Russia, Berkshire, says Russia, Berkshire, and how Warren Buffett just shocked the world. This is released on March 3rd, today. And it says, today, one of the top money managers in the world spoke with King World News about Russia, Berkshire Hathaway, and how Warren Buffett just shocked the world. He also discussed how the power structure across the globe is being dramatically altered, as well as how investors should be positioning themselves. Steph Lev. It's important to read between the lines when it comes to what Warren Buffett is saying and doing at this time of the year. When I read between the lines in his latest report, I see a man who has become increasingly aware of the world that is quickly shifting to the east. I have been arguing this in the case for some time now, and the implication of the global shift in power are stunning. It says a large Eastern bloc controlled by China is a major political threat to the United States. It clearly undermines the case for petrodollar. It also exposes the fact that a new world reserve currency is inevitable. Inevitable. That means it's going to happen. You know what? It's wordsmiths, you know. Because I mean, I've always heard it inevitable, but you know what? We're going to take it a little bit further. We're just going to look it up. It says the word inevitable, certain to happen, unavoidable. Let's click on it. Let's get some more. It says inevitable, unable to avoid, evade, or escape, certain, necessary, sure to occur, happen, or come, unalterable. See? So it's coming, man. There's going to be a shift in the economy. The money's going to go. And at that time, you're going to have some casualties with that. Because you have people that's barely making it now. It says, that's why the Lord said, in those days you shall know who is chosen on it. When this time comes, all these dudes that's talking, even these stars, man, even these so-called Hollywood millionaires and different things, they're going to feel it, man. They're going to feel it, and the thing that they trusted in is not going to help them because they trust in that money. But that money ain't going to benefit them when this thing goes down. It says, and that new currency will be backed by gold. It says, how Buffett shocked the world. Why do I say this? What did Warren Buffett do that indicated this to me? What Buffett did was he took a huge position last year in Exxon. Exxon is the least leveraged and most protected when it comes to downward swings in the price of oil. Well, last quarter he sold every share he owned of Exxon. See that? Buffett quickly dumps Exxon shares. Now, as far as I know, this is probably the one time he has brought a major position in a stock and turned around and sold it in a short period of time. The reason he gave for selling it was that oil price dropped. Really? For a man who likes to hold things for a long period of time and who believes energy is going to be absolutely crucial to our future, why did he really sell Exxon? It's totally distinguished. It says it is totally disingenuous for him to say he sold Exxon because oil prices went down. Oil prices go up and down all the time. What does that have to do with anything? And if he really believed the drop in oil was that significant, then he should have sold Berkshire Energy as well. That's another energy company that he's involved in. But he didn't. So he sold Exxon, but he kept the other one. So that's showing you that he's just lying. Because just like the Rothschilds, because when the thing with Napoleon happened, what did he do? He played the money game and he came out on top. So these guys, they know things that's gonna happen before it happens, man. They're keyed in and they're gonna break it down here. It says Exxon's partnering with Russia. He sold Exxon because Exxon has 5 times more acreage in Russia than they do in the United States. This is why it is totally disingenuous of him to say he sold his stake because oil prices went down. The bottom line is Buffett sold his stake because Exxon is moving aggressively to the east, particularly into Russia, and Buffett wants no part of it. Regardless, this is just one evidence that if you want more hydrocarbons and you want to follow the power, you have to go east. Gold is regaining its prominence. I want to shift gears for a moment just a bit, but I'll post this article too, okay, Lord willing. You brothers can catch up on it or Google it. Right here is the name right here at the top, okay? Russia, Berkshire, and how Warren Buffett just shocked the world. So follow the money, man. These devils, they know something's happening. It's shifting. That's why I was gonna catch you Negroes like a surprise. But I found this video, and it's about RFID technology, but it's not. Of course, we know they're implanting people with it, but this goes deeper because these devils have been searching or have been planning this for a long time. And how do they do it? They use the food at first, because there's more food and commerce on the planet than there are people. Okay, I say that to say this: if you can track a bottle of water, or you can track meat, you can track different meat packages. That's like experimental. We know Esau likes to do experiments before he rolls things out. He likes to run prototypes. So when the RFD was in produce and in the market of food, that was like a prototype of what was going to happen with the chip and tracking people. If they could track those products going around the world and see where they are from start to finish, then they can do the same thing with humans. The start of your life to the end of it, and where you go, the money you make, okay? So they were already planning this way ahead of time.
The mass production, transportation and selling of food is an enormously long and complicated process, and along that supply road the food is liable to be damaged or deteriorate. Well, I'm on my iconic Italian scooter through the heart of the Food Valley region of Italy in search of new technology which is helping to reduce that food waste. ID Solutions is a spin-off company from the engineering department of Parma University. It's using radio frequency identification technology to allow processors, distributors and retailers to track what happens to a single pallet of food every step of the way, from the farm to the shop. ensuring produce is being stored efficiently.
So now what do they want to do with humans? They want to track you from your birth. But when you come into the world, that's why they started putting those trackers on babies. That's why you got to get a birth certificate. You got to get your social. That's a tracking way of tracking you from birth to death, man. From you coming in the world, what you make, what you do, whatever. That's why your social security number is tied to you so hard. They're just going to replace it with the chip, and that chip will also have a number.
This is a radio frequency tag that is used to identify products in the food supply chain. So the manufacturer is the one that is in charge to apply the serial number.
Now, you see this machine right here, that's what they're going to have in the camps. That's what they're going to have at whatever shipping stations they'll set up. They'll run your name and stuff, or not your name. They'll put your information and just print you out, because he's going to show you how small these trackers are.
This is a radio frequency tag that is used to identify products in the food supply chain. So the manufacturer is the one that is in charge to apply the serial number to the RFID tag. The serial number is encoded into the chip of the RFID tag, and from this point on, it will be used to uniquely identify the item as it moves in the supply chain. It's a sort of license plate that identifies the item uniquely in the world. Consider that food waste in the food supply chain can range from 1% to 10% of sales. So having plain visibility of what's going on in the supply chain can help in reducing these figures.
Well, I'm off to see one of Italy's biggest exporters of meat, to see the technology in action and to find out how it's protecting their produce. This region of Italy is famous for its cured meats, and here at one of the biggest distributors in the country, RFID technology is being used to monitor its produce.
I'm not going to get too into it, but that shows you, I'm going to read these scripts and I'm going to end it out. This is the book of 2 Corinthians. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 2 in verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage over Salakia. It says, let Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Alright? Now, not ignorant of his devices to know this man's been planning this. That's why now you look in hindsight, that's why he pushed that RFD tagging on all his food. He puts it out there that, oh, we're just tracking our losses 1 to 10%. Yeah, they were doing that, but there really was a practice. The deeper, darker secret to it was a practice to chip humans and to keep track of the world's population. And the food also. They'll continue with the food, but also the people. That's it. Let me go. This is the precept. I'll get some precepts to back this up. This is the book of Micah. This is Micah 2, verse 11. This is Micah 2, verse 11, and it says, If a man walking in the spirit and falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of Salakia. Salakia 2 and 1. It says, Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. So it's in the power in their hands to do this, because it's a part of their blessing. They have the fatness of the earth. They're in rulership right now, so they have the power to do these things and to execute these things of having people chip. It says, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And we know what that goes into. We know that goes into the taking down of the Israelites and the conquering of the world, changing the landmarks, taking lands that wasn't belonging to them, coming over here and taking the Native Americans' land, removing their landmarks, because you see the Stonehenge, okay, different things of that nature. This devil has done great things. All right, let's go to Psalms. This is the book of Psalms 36 and 4. This is Psalms 36 and verse 4. And it says, we'll start at verse 3. The words of his mouth the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, and he hath left off to be wise and to do good. So Esau has put off all the things, because he has the opportunity to do great good. He has all the reusable the energy. He has the free energy. He has the opportunity to take away all hunger and help the world out, but it's not in his spirit. He's not created for that. He's left off to do good, man. And read it again. And it says, verse 3, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit, and he hath left off to be wise and to do good. He has says he deceiveth mischief upon his bed. He says he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He seeth himself in a way that is not good, and abhorreth not evil. He loves evil. To chip somebody and to claim them to be your property, that's evil. Because we all belong unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Especially the Israelites. We are his chosen. He set his love upon us, man. Let me get that. This is the book of Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. It says, For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. You see that? The Most High is specific. He's chosen us. We're his pleasure, man. Out of all his creation, he set his love upon the Israelites, and he set to put his name there, man. And it says, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Let me get that real quick. This is the precept to show that the Most High is going to dwell with us. This is the book of Revelation 21 and verse 3, and it says, And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power. And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And that's it on that. Let me jump to Psalms 140. To these couple more precepts to back this up, that Esau has a diligent search in this thing. This is what their children inherit, man. They inherit money, but they inherit that plan to push forth this new world order. It's the book of Psalms 140 and 2. It says, Which imagine mischief in their hearts continually, are they gathered together for war. They have shepherded, it says, they have shepherded their tongues like a serpent. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adders' poison is under their lips. And it says, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent men who have pursued, it says, who have purposed to overthrow my goings. And that's another thing too, because they purpose to overthrow the elect. They plan to try to take the men of the Lord out, and because they hold the truth, man. Because they see that the prophecies have come to pass and the Most High has given His truth unto men. And they're going to try to take that and hinder that, because it's going against their plans. Alright? So with that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Much love to the elect brethren. Much and double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, and much love to you brothers that's keeping faith and staying in this thing. Alright? We're almost home. And just keep faith. These prophecies are coming to pass. Alright, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Keep faith.